We're here at Citizens Bank Stadium. Yours truly, Tom Taylor, Mike Side with Eddie, Coach Eddie Pless. We've been busy building an ark, gopher wood and scissors and hammers, and I don't guess you use scissors. We're in trouble with building an ark with scissors. I meant to say hammer and nails because it's coming down. Coach, they're going to make a decision here in a few minutes about what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to guess they're going to come back tomorrow another time because it's, we were talking about this off air, and just simply the fact that all the momentum of this game is gone. The fans are going home. Just everything. It's just, I think it'd be good just hit the reset button and start over, come back. I don't make that decision, of course, but that would be if they asked me, I'd say, guys, let's come back tomorrow or Monday, whenever. Come back fresh, start over. The rain forecast tomorrow night is minimal. It's down to 20 or 30%. We've had a lot of rain. It looks like, Coach, it's circled. You and I are weather perfectly. We watched the angle of the rain. It looks like it went up to Stony Creek where it was blue skies. Now the lightning's up in there. Looks like the rain's come back at a different angle, and it's still coming, but it's coming down from Chick-fil-A and down from Tia Duggar, down from that direction.
Yeah, it has been a unique sail. So, like I said, there's so many logistic things to work out. It is more than just picking a time. So they have had some experience. They had to deal with this last year. I think the times it affected us, we were on the road, so it's not been something where it's been a home event for us. So nobody wants to play more than our coaches and players and their coaches and players, but they do need to have the best conditions, to be able to do that.
We're not the Lone Rangers. Other teams and other games in the area have been affected by this storm, And here's the thing we're talking about. We needed the rain. It's been very dry. Not the way we got it, but we don't control that. God does, of course. It's his show. It's not ours. We think it is. We're fooling ourselves. So, the rain came when he wanted it to come. The skies are getting blue now, back where it originally came from, back down towards Johnson City. So you're seeing a little bit of a break in the clouds. The rain's still coming down, not as heavy, but it's still coming down pretty good. But I've been here 8 years. It's the hardest I've seen it rain. It's raining harder here than the night they canceled the football game against Cherokee and they had to go into the homecoming in the gym. It's raining harder than that night. As I say that, now it's picked back up in intensity. We have the camera looking through the window. I could open the window and show you the rain, but then our equipment get wet, and then you wouldn't be able to hear us because it's short out. We'd have to go home. So it's still raining. They are huddling up, they being the administration here at Elizabethton and the coaches and athletic director and all the right people that need to be there huddling up to make a very tough decision. So, and we're supposed to know something in the next several minutes whether we're going to play or, and Coach, you've coached this, so if it stopped right now, it's 8:16, it's 8:18, let's say it stopped at 8:20, they're back out on the field. You got to stretch, you basically got to start over. In game preparation because these kids have been sitting in the locker room. I know they're 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, but they've still been sitting idle for the betterment of an hour. So you basically have to start over, don't you?
You do. I mean, obviously student safety, and it's not just the safety of the weather. It's the safety of the condition of the muscles and joints and things like that. So sometimes it's a little tougher to get loose that second time after you've been out here, you've done the majority of a workout. So it's almost like you played a little bit of a game, then you've gone in and waited an hour to an hour and a half. Now you're going to come back and get loose again. So there is a method to the madness. People have done that before. But keeping the athletes safe, if they're playing tonight, it's going to take some time to get them ready to play. So be really curious to see what they come up with. But player safety is going to be the most important factor, I think, in all of this.
The winds have died down. It's not nearly as windy because at one point all the banners were flapping pretty good on the fences. That part has died down. The lightning is minimized, but the rain, and it's been a bunch. We were talking about it earlier. It's rained so hard the little black pebbles, they're down in the turf, embedded in the turf, actually have come to the surface. So you've got a black streak down the middle of the field from the rubberized pellets or pebbles. That's how hard it rained. They'll go back down once the kids get out there and start walking around with their cleats. But that tells you how much rain we've had. It actually brought those rubberized pellets up to the surface of the turf. And, of course, the turf, you would know, drains very, very good. And so it's not like we can't play. It's not. Thank goodness we have turf and not.
Yes.
If this was dirt, we'd be going home. But we have turf, and so that won't be a problem as far as the playing conditions on the turf. It's just what's best for everybody. You know, a lot of folks have gone home. The parking lot's probably a fourth of full. And I see more cars leaving. So, you know, they may have all said, what the heck, we're going home, and we'll listen to Tom and Eddie. I don't know what they're doing, but, you know, the bottom line is we want to put on the, we only get, you know, so many home games. We want to put it out there with the best, maximize the best opportunity to showcase our program to the world. And tonight may not be the best time, but that's, again, out of my control. So, let's see.
If they do go home, I hope they're going to get towels, and they're planning on coming back if we play. Yep. But if not, we'll be able to give them everything that we can from here.
So you look at this football team. We'll talk for a few more minutes to see if we can get an update or a status or a decision. How about that, of what's going to happen? So tonight is the other non-conference game. Then we start regional play next week. We have Grainger coming in next Friday night, 7:30 kickoff. Cherokee comes in the following night, which will be senior night, I might add, on that particular evening. Then we will go to Daniel Boone, go to East Tennessee State and play Daniel Boone on a neutral site. That will be on the 20th. So next Friday night's Grainger here. The 13th is Cherokee here, senior night. On the 20th, we go to East Tennessee State to play Daniel Boone. Sullivan East back here on the 27th in September. Then October, Dobbins-Minute comes on the 4th. Then we can do the final three on the road. We go on the 11th to Northview Academy. We go on the 18th to Volunteer and Churchill. These are regional games. We have the off week on the 25th, and we wrap things up on November the 1st on a Friday night in Greenville against the Green Devils. So that's our remaining schedule. So the next two after tonight are going to be at home as well. It's still coming down the rain, coming down very hard. There's no lightning, there's no wind. It's just an old-fashioned, can I go ahead and say it? I'm country. At one point it was raining. I told Carrie Taylor this, and she about fell out of the chair laughing, but it's a West Virginia term. My granddaddy told me at one time. It's pouring down the rain. He was on the back porch. I can see it like yesterday. You remember those days? You just remember memories, things. We were shucking corn, pouring down the rain. He said, son, I said, yes, Granddaddy. I was about 9, 10 years old, shucking corn. He said, son, it's raining like a cow peeing on a flat rock. I said, what does that mean, Granddaddy? He said, well, look, son, this rain's hard to bounce back up. Raining like a cow peeing on a flat rock. You ever heard that?
I had heard that before,
go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen it. I've seen it tonight.
That's it. It's been bouncing back up tonight. Except it ain't been a rock, it's been the turf. So we're here at Citizens Bank Stadium. I'm sorry, folks, some country just comes out. And so I'm looking at the parking lot here. It's still raining, and some folks are leaving. Headlights are on. The taillights are leaving the parking lot. But no decision has been made. So wherever you may be watching this, I guess what you're seeing, you're seeing a live shot of the field, and the rain's still coming down. I'm judging it by the stadium lights here at the bank. And so still no decision, and we're waiting anxiously to see what's going to be. And if they do come back, we'll come back and call it when they're back here. This is the 63rd game, by the way, at Citizens Bank Stadium. We are 55-7 on this field. We've lost here a total of 7 times, 3 to Greenville, 3 to Science Hill, and 1 to Christian Academy out in Knoxville. Coach, we've won 16 straight playoff games here. The only time we lost a playoff game here on this field is 2015 to CAK. Since then, we won 16 in a row. It's impressive.
It is an impressive place. It's a great place to play. It's a great place to watch a game. Very fortunate to have this facility.
Morristown West coaches are now coming out on the field here down in the bandstand end zone to go out here and kind of survey what's going on and make a decision what's happening. Brown's down there, so that means he's in part of the he's out on the field with the Morristown West coaching staff. There are other games going on, or any of them?
There are, yeah. We're one of the, there's only about 3 places that aren't playing. There's a couple maybe in delay, but Crockett and Cherokee. Crockett's had 13-0 at the end of the first. Grainger's beating Chucky Doak 20-7 in the second quarter. Dobbins-Minute and Greenville. It was very early. Looks like they're in a delay. Greenville had scored though in the first couple of minutes. They were up 7-0. Johnson County's ahead of Hampton 6-0. Anderson County and Science Hill doesn't look like they've started. And now it just popped up that said they have canceled their game.
Which one?
Anderson County Science Hill.
Have canceled?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 13 miles down the road. So
Right.
they must have had a lot of rain. They canceled it.
Yeah.
And they're on the turf at Kermit Tipton Stadium.
They are. So very similar circumstance. Tennessee High is ahead of Sullivan East 15-3 in the second quarter. Happy Valley's ahead of Unicoi County 6-0 toward the end of the first quarter. West Ridge ahead of Daniel Boone 28-7 at half. So they've gotten a half of football in at West Ridge. So, and then most of the people down around the Knoxville area looks like they are playing.
So a future opponent, Boone's getting beat 28-7. They got beat last week, got shut out by Irwin, North Carolina. So looks like they're struggling a bit in Daniel Boone at Gray. We'll see them in a couple of weeks at William B. Green Stadium. That'll be the broadcasting debut this year of our director of schools, Coach.
Yes, Coach Van Huss, that smooth voice.
Silk. So, we call him Silk.
Yeah, Silky.
Yeah, Silk.
Yeah, I call him a lot of other things. But no, he's a good one. I love to hear him call a game. So.
Yep. I am blessed, folks, to have Coach Pless on the home games and Coach Van Huss, or our director of schools, Richard Van Huss, on the road games. By the way, big win last night. Speaking of Greenville, our volleyball team beat them 3-0 to go to 2-0 in the season and 5-2 overall. And first year coach Greg Barrientos, 3-0 over Greenville, which is a very good volleyball program. We beat them here at John Treadway. That was a big, big win. While they were doing that, we were bringing you the T.A. Duggar blowout over Daniel Boone. I think it was 43-0, I think was the final score. 42-43. And you had our players of the game where Legend Pate, 3 touchdowns. Creed Baker threw one, an excellent quarterback, shot a cannon for an arm. And then we picked Lincoln Horniak, our player of the game, too. He's a hoss. The boy's a stud, I'm telling you. He is a man among boys, number 71. And so Ryan Ribeiro had a great game last night. I'm trying to remember these kids' names from memory. In fact, there is a roster right there. Yeah, that's it. I think it is. Tia Duggar. You run down some of the kids I'm doing from memory. 39. That was Landon Reedy had a big night last night. Max Fields had a touchdown last night on a 31-yard pass from Creed Baker. Let's see. Our JV stayed undefeated and not scored upon yet. Still raining, by the way, coming straight down now. It's raining hard here. It doesn't look like it's raining hard now, but it is compared to what we had. It was really coming down. Let's see. Connor Kent, I'm thinking the guys that had big games last night played hard. They all played hard. Kept thinking of names that Joseph Taylor and I called out. Anthony Orton, Carson Lyons had a touchdown last night. We told you Legend Pate. Let's see. Ryder was in on some plays. He quarterbacks the JV team. They shut him out. I want to say 34-0. I left with a few minutes to go to get home, and so, but I know they shut him out. Anyway, they stay undefeated. We'll have them again this Thursday night against Tennessee Middle here at the stadium. Busy week next week. We got volleyball, too, tonight. Lady Cyclones and Dobbins Minute here at John Treadway. Then Thursday, we'll bring you Tennessee Middle. Coach, I know these folks don't care about numbers, but, you know, it just blows my mind that we had looked at it a while ago, 4,900? 4,900 people watching that game, and it's still climbing. We had one lady, Joseph Taylor was blown away. He was helping me do the game. Cami Rice, Kami, she was watching in France. And, of course, we figured it out with the Olympics being in France, and Carrie said she's used to be there, lived there. She said it's 6-hour differential. So if it's 8 o'clock here, it's got to be, 2 o'clock in the morning over there? And yet this lady was watching and said she was watching from France. So, anyway, point being, whatever we do on these airways, if it's tiddlywinks, Uno, football, basketball, swimming, wrestling, as we call it, whatever the case, the Cyclone Nation turns out. We had 20 states last week watching this broadcast. So, no decision yet on what's going on here. We're just in a rain delay. It's still coming down. It's let up a little bit, but not much. It's still peppering it down. And they are huddled up to make a decision what we're going to do. And the option is to start now, but it's already 8:30. You're talking 9:15. If we stopped right this second, got them all back out here.
And it's picked up again. The rain
Yep.
started to come a little bit harder. But like I said, everybody will need to agree on what's best. And it's one of those things where eventually you just have to make a decision. That's what you live with, and you start preparing for whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's to play here or to postpone it till tomorrow or whatever.
It's picked back up in intensity. I don't know if you can see the camera. What if I open this window, we'll get wet because it's not raining on us this way now. Let's see. There you go. See if we can get a better shot of the rain. Let's move this a little closer to the window, into the stadium light. And I don't know if, again, I can't see what we're showing, but that's showing coming down pretty good again. And there's another flash of lightning over behind Lowe's. So that's where we are. We've been in a rain delay for well over an hour, the coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it started about, 7:10, something like that.
Sun was out. It was a steam bath.
Mm-hmm.
And, in fact, our kickoff, we checked when we went on the air, the game time on-air temperature was 80, what was it? Felt like 94. It was 87, 88. Mm-hmm. And it felt like 94. And then all of a sudden, the wind picked up. They cleared the stadium for lightning delay. The wind picked up. You know what happens when we get a storm in East Tennessee. And then the bottom fell out, and down it came, and it's been coming ever since. So we are here waiting for a decision. So our future opponents, Daniel Boone getting beat tonight so far 28-7.
They've just scored again, 35-7.
35-7 Westridge over Daniel Boone. Daniel Boone got shut out last Friday night over in Urban, North Carolina. 50-something to nothing, if I remember correctly. Let's see. We have other games tonight in our region, which are Sullivan East Tennessee High. You said that one?
Tennessee High's 22-3 now.
22-3 over East. We'll play them in a couple of weeks here. Greenville Dobbins Minute, you said that one is?
Well, Greenville scored again, so it's 14-0 Greenville.
So they're back playing in Greenville, 14-0 Green Devils.
Granger's ahead 20-7 over Chucky Doak.
That's our opponent next week. Granger, our regional opener.
And then Cherokee's down 13-0 to David Crockett.
Crockett's beating Cherokee in Cherokee, at Cherokee, 13-0. Volunteers playing Lakeway Christian. And then last night, Northview Academy, which is a future opponent, man, it's coming back down again, Coach. Straight down now. And so they got beat last night, Northview Academy, 46-35 to Pigeon Forge. So that's our future regional teams. The goal is to beat everybody. But the ultimate goal is to go play for a gold ball in Chattanooga. And that's the goal, and so it starts next week.
Yeah, it does. Got to win the region games. You want the home, like you said, talked about the home field advantage. That's what you're playing for, to get to play as much as possible in your own backyard when the playoffs come. Can't overlook anybody.
No,
but again, these scores, people they love to play hard against us because of our history.
So after tonight, Cyclone fans, here we are. We're here next Friday night, Granger, 7:30. I checked the weather forecast for next week, and you know this. It can change. We saw this tonight. It changed within the hour. It wasn't supposed to rain at all, and we're getting ready to build an ark here. So what it's saying going to be going on next Friday is probably extremely premature, but they're calling for mid-70s for your high next Friday, which is more fall-like. Then in 2 weeks, we have senior night. Cherokee's coming. Then we go to East Tennessee State to play Boone on a neutral site. Then we'll come back here and play Sullivan East and Dobbins Minute back-to-back. Then we take to the highway. We go to Northview. We go to Volunteer. Then we have a week off. The week of October the 25th. We'll have an open date. Yep, Northview on the 11th of October, at Volunteer on the 18th. Open date on the 25th, and we'll wrap things up regular season November 1st in Greenville. And then the playoffs start, single elimination on Friday, November the 8th. So that's our schedule as it continues to pepper it down here. So we've talked about the 1977 season. Some of the guys have chimed in here. And so the quarterback again was who on that team?
Jimmy Frazier.
Okay.
And he could throw it, but he was just very shifty as a runner. Had a little bit of an edge to him. I mean, he was just a fun guy to be around. I think he was a calm, cool, customer. But he was an all-conference player. I think he was second team all conference that year. Of course, he was just a junior, so he came back, had another great year the next year.
Running backs?
Well, by committee, Todd Burnshausen, Jeff Holzclaw, who both played a lot the previous year, and then you had Eddie Coe and Ken Shipley, who were younger. I think they were sophomores maybe that year. Both of them just really good football players, and I thought Wendell Loving carried the ball some. He may have probably more of a defender and a receiver. But again, anytime you see a Loving coming through our program, you kind of get excited. So, again, receivers, Mark French did play some receiver. And, of course, Steve Shepard did a little bit as well. Jeff Anderson also was a really good punter at times with that group. I'm trying to look down the list right here. Of course, Scott Ryder, like I said, that was his kind of time to shine. He came on as a ninth grader and started to make his name here at Elizabethton early on. So, again, there are probably other people that I'm missing. Coaching staff, I wanted to mention this. People now have huge staffs. Then Coach Ryder had Jim Perkins, again, who we ought to shake his hand. He's kind of responsible for bringing Coach Ryder this way. Sid Hathaway, one of my all-time favorite coaches. Dave Turpin, a great line coach. Roger Childers, who could do a little bit of everything, was a great athlete here, and then coached here forever, coached a lot of different things too. And then I think that was the main staff there. So I know Coach Ryder in the papers gave them all kinds of credit.
Still coming down, we're talking about the team of 1977. Coach is going to showcase a team every Friday night, and so this week it's 1977. Still coming down. Folks, Alex Bailey just got here. Is a game delayed? Well, it's obviously delayed. Has it been rescheduled? Don't know. They're going to make that decision. I'm going to err on the fact that they're going to cancel it, but I don't know that. But at this point, you're at 8:37. I mean, you're 9:30 if you stop right now and got ready to go. And so, everybody's gone. The bleachers are empty. Fans have gone to their cars. They're out watching and setting the cars, which we appreciate so very much. So I guess we're going to stay on for a while to get the decision of what's happening here. Travis Constable, one of our sponsors, said Unicoi County is over Happy Valley 7-6 at halftime. Thank you, sir. Gina Fritz said they all bring back a lot of memories. I graduated in 79. A lot of those guys you're talking about, and that's the whole point of this, going back down memory lane, talking Cyclone football. In this case, the 1977 team. That was Coach Ryder's second year, is that right?
Second year, yes, sir.
So he changed, and this is no knock on the previous coaches that were Elizabeth. We've had some great ones. But Dave Ryder changed the template. Is that a fair statement? Changed things differently when he got here? I mean, that's before I was around here.
It's just a different style. He obviously was such a great collegiate player. And then he coached there in Southwest Virginia. And I don't know that the styles are that different necessarily coming here, but there was a toughness that came with him, an expectation. And again, I played for the previous coach, who I think is one of the finest men to ever live, Larry Alderson. Coach Goddard before him. So we're fortunate with what we have, but he is different. And I will tell you, this group here revered him maybe as much as any team that he ever coached. They put a monument up at the other field, in recognition of it being Dave Ryder Field. Coach Ryder, if he were alive today, would probably tell you this group is as special as any group he ever coached because of just the fact that they were kind of written off, and they just basically said, "I'll show you."
We're going to let you hold this microphone because we think we had that little bolt of lightning that didn't hit anything, but flipped the lights off, flipped back on. So I'm going to put that on. We'll kill that. See if that's any better. No, that's not even. Oh, I know. It's probably helped I turn it on. It's amazing if you hit the button, the on button. So take that now and try it. Just talk out of that.
Yeah.
See if that's better. Kim's watching in Texas, talking about her daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Liberty Christian winning 27-0. Cooper Witten scored a couple of touchdowns, so he was told, and he's been chosen one of the top prospects in all of college football. So everybody said, will he go to Tennessee to follow his daddy? I don't know. Only Cooper and his daddy and his mama know that, but she's watching in Texas. We're watching it rain here in Elizabeth and coming down. Again, we're in a rain delay, and as I've said, I'm being very redundant, but they're downstairs or wherever they're meeting, trying to decide what's going to happen. I know for one thing, the windows open here. It's gotten really cool. It's cooled things off. It was a steam bath when we got in here, no question. But again, it is very cool, or not cool, but it's cooler, and it feels good, quite frankly. But the bottom line is, we don't care if it's cool or not. Tom, we're going to play football, and I don't have that answer. I'm going to guess as we're approaching the 9 o'clock hour, we won't, but I don't know that. So, but I'm thinking this coach, every minute it ticks later into the Friday night here, that it would go against coming back out here and playing, because again, you reset everything, and this is all Tom Taylor talking. I have nothing to base this on, but you come back tomorrow, whenever, reset everything, bring the cheerleaders back, bring the bands back. Now both are fuzzy. There's not a thing I can do about it. So she said both of our headsets are staticky, and don't know. I'm fairly certain the lightning got in a little bit. So as it popped, and I watched the mixer here kind of flash real quick. So, but anyway, we're going to keep talking. Rain keeps coming, so we'll let you know. But it has cooled down considerably here at the stadium with the window open, but still pouring down the rain. I don't know if the camera shows it like it. I mean, it's coming down in sheets, and we've had some lightning back up the road, back over towards Tia Duggar. So our JV team lost, 35-22 on Monday night, and got word game has been canceled. Okay? It came from Carrie, working on a makeup date. So we are going to cancel this game tonight. So working on a makeup date. So Carrie just got the word inside the Cyclone Network studio. This game has been canceled. So they're working on a makeup time. So there you go. We'll see if we can hang in here. And Greenville leads 14-0 in the second period. So they got theirs resumed, but it's still peppering down the rain here. And Morristown West is going over and get their stuff. Yep, I can see the kids going across the field there. Yes, you can see them too. Yep, we are live, and there it is. People coming out of to go over and get their stuff. So we're fixing to head to the barn here, looks like. So Carrie said she got word the game has been canceled, and they're working on a makeup date. So probably the best thing, Coach, really.
After this long and not knowing how long this could last or if it can come back, I mean, I can understand that. I mean, it's disappointing. They're disappointed, but like I said, they've decided that's the best thing with all the factors that are involved, and it's a whole lot more than just wanting to play. So.
Well, there's a lot of factors in this. It's not just me and you and playing a football. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to make this go, and they're making the right decision, I think. So when we will play, don't know, but the game's been canceled, and so we will hang out here for a few minutes to see what Dr. Minton he'll send us word. But yep, you can tell they're all going there getting their stuff. They're heading on the bus back, and that's the other thing. They have to go back to Morristown. You know, we're going to get in our cars and be home within 10 or 15 minutes. They got on a school bus, I guess how they came up, about a 90-minute ride back down to Motown.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, like I said, there's just a whole lot of moving parts. Our band's come to get their stuff, and you forget about that being a part of it too. So they've been hanging out, just in case. So.
Yep. So it would appear we're not going to play football tonight. So, and it is what it is. So we've got a bunch of bubbles bouncing up here on the old telephone. So James Green, August 1977, Happy Valley played Elizabeth and Brown Childress. First time in 20 years the two schools have played. I was a senior at Happy Valley, played our guts out, lost 10-6 at the end of the game. Coach Ryder came and talked to us and told us to keep our heads up. He was a class act. How about that?
Yeah, I remember that. I think that was Terry Williams was an all-state running back for them. He was a man. I mean, he's just a man when he was in high school. Such a good player.
So Coach Ryder went over to Happy Valley's team after the game and said, guys, keep your head up, keep playing. That's class there, sir.
Yeah, and they were a very good football team that year, and so all I heard from those players were just how much respect they had for their effort in that game that night. Felt very fortunate to get out of there, with the win. It
doesn't look like it's raining, but it's raining. It's nothing like we had here 35 minutes ago. It was almost encompassing the lights here at the stadium. So game's been canceled, and we'll let you know when. Jimmy Buck says, thanks, go Vols tomorrow. Yep, the Bucks go to Appalachian State. The Vols will entertain UT Chattanooga. What do you think about the Vol game tomorrow? Are they going to be okay?
I think so. You talking about us coming here to play? Or
no, I'm talking about Tennessee, UT Chattanooga.
I think, you know what, unfortunately, they need to win by a lot. It's time to kind of prove some things, so everybody's watching. And you just never know playing that smaller school. That first game, a lot of people had a lot of trouble. North Dakota State, gave team fits last night that you wouldn't have thought, they would have. But these teams, the portal has changed everything.
Yep. Sherry's watching. Sherry Holtzclaw. By the way, you want to start? They got a brand new line of jewelry in down at the jeweler's bench. It's called E. Newton. They've been selling a whiz out of it. It's been very popular. It's very affordable. And they've been selling it like hotcakes, as the old saying goes. So, Mary Ellen, more volume, please, on Coach. Okay, let me tell you one more time. We think lightning hit this, and we're doing the best we can. So, hot and really dry in West Virginia. Thank you, Mary Ellen. So, appreciate you telling him to turn him up, but we got him pegged because I think lightning hit this. So, hit our, because the lights flickered and.
Yeah, it was
direct
right
shot.
On us.
It was a direct hit. Yep.
Yeah.
So, anyway, game has been canceled. Have they decided a makeup day? We don't know yet. We're trying to get that before we go off the air. So, but Jason Holly's going home. There he goes down the steps. He's heading to the barn. Mm-hmm. So we'll take one break here. We'll alert Kerry. There's our coaching staff down here. They're coming to get our stuff, so no, we're going home. So we'll take one break and see if we can find out what's happening for a makeup date. Right after this, you're watching rained out, stormed out Elizabethton Cyclone football.
This is Javen Moorfield with the Elizabethton football team, and you're watching Cyclone Sports.
Insurance. How can you help us with auto insurance?
Well, one of the things Horace Mann was started for, Tom, back in 1945 was to provide auto insurance for educators. They came up with the idea that if we could put a group of school teachers together in one company, their cars would sit in the parking lot for 10, 12 hours a day. Friday and Saturday nights, they're home grading papers. They're all college educated. They have a tendency to be better drivers because they set an example for their students. And knowing all those things, we'd probably have less claims. And so we're able to offer better insurance rates because of that.
And so, if you're a teacher, an educator, you want to come here and get a quote because of that, your quotes and your rates are typically better than other folks, right?
That's right. And we also do a couple other things for educators. If they were to get into an accident while they're on school business, we don't have a deductible on that, Tom. They won't have to pay a deductible. If somebody vandalizes their car while it's on school property, they don't pay a deductible for that. If they get into an accident on school property, we waive the deductible. If they get into an accident with another Horace Mann agent or a Horace Mann client, they're going to not have to pay a deductible also. Good stuff.
So if you need more information, go to social media or give him a call. How can we get a hold of you and find out more?
Yeah, you can just call me here at the office at 543-0059 or go to horacemann.com on the internet, and you'd be able to find our office here.
There you go. One of our great sponsors here on the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, the good folks right here at Rick Walters Horace Mann Insurance. I think we're back. I'm not sure. Looks like the pictures froze up on the screen. It's been a night, folks. Lightning's got in here and messed up things. Let's go home and reassess what we got. Game has been canceled. There we go. Thank you. Game has been canceled. We're not playing tomorrow. Here's the problem, Coach. Everybody starts regional play next week. They do, we do, and so everybody's got to start playing regional games. So the makeup time is going to get kind of get interesting. So I don't know what they're going to do that's above my pay grade. Not playing tonight. Here comes Joe Diaz. Maybe he has an answer for us before we sign off here. But that's what's going to make things sticky because regional play.
Yeah, the open dates would have to line up. There are a lot of things would have to happen. There was something in conjunction, though, with Morristown's schedule last year.
Date?
About hours. So.
Hold that thought, sir. Say it again.
We're working on some possible solutions.
That's what I thought. It's not going to be tomorrow, though, right?
I haven't heard that yet.
Okay. So we don't know. I'm sorry, Coach. Coach Diaz came by. I don't want to catch him before he went on through the press box. Finish your thoughts. So, again, it's canceled. Don't know if it's tomorrow. Don't know when, but we're not playing football tonight. And it's still raining. Not as hard, but it's still raining. Go ahead. Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I know there was something, though, with the debacle with Daniel Boone last year. And there was an opportunity maybe for a game to be played and be moved around, and it wasn't. So unless we do it on, weekend like tomorrow, or the open dates line up, it's tough to get them in.
Indeed. We lost a game last year, and financially that's a hit. We lose a game tonight. We hope to get it rescheduled, but right now we don't have that. We just know we're not playing football tonight. It's best we can tell you. So no game tonight. We thank you for your patience. We wish we had one for you, but it started about 7:10, and it came down in buckets. We cleared the stadium. You're just joining us. Had a lightning delay that cleared the stadium, which is mandatory when it's lightning. And so they cleared the stadium. Rains came, winds came. It's still raining, not as bad as it was, but it's still raining some. And so as a result of the downpours here tonight, in the best interest of everybody, Morristown West and Elizabeth has agreed to cancel this game, and we'll play it, we hope, at a future date, sir.
It's the best. It's the best we can do. Like I said, it's not an easy task. It's not set. Seasons aren't set up to deal with this, to be honest with
No,
you.
it is not. So anyway, that's where we are, folks. We want to say thank you. We'll wrap it up as we always do with a verse today. We always dedicate our broadcast to the man that hung on the cross, who's a whole lot more important than this is, I can tell you that. So here it is. It's Psalms, real simple. Psalm 34:7 says, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them." Pretty good stuff there, sir.
It's all good stuff. Yes, it is.
That dog will hunt, as they say.
Yes, it will.
All right. Again, thank you very much for being with us. Coach, we'll see you back here next Friday night for Grainger. If we play in between now and then, we'll let them know. We'll be back again and do this one.
Sounds great. Look forward to it.
Yeah, folks, it's an honor to work with Eddie Pless. Top shelf, great man, great family, and gosh, he bleeds orange and black, and that's awesome. We're done. Rained out tonight. We'll let you know when we play. Until then, as always, we'll tell you, bloom where you planted. Win or lose, be a good sport. And thanks again to Kerry Taylor and the Cyclone Network. We got cameras been out in the rain this whole time, and so we got to go and assess that, see what kind of moisture damage. We've had cameras because they were covered up in garbage bags, but we've had cameras upstairs and out on the perches, and so we'll have to assess how bad they are. Hopefully not bad at all. Have a good weekend. If we're playing tomorrow night, we're playing tomorrow. We'll let you know. Right now, we don't know. And so for our director of schools, Richard Van Us, our principal, Dr. John Minton, who's been a busy man tonight. He'll sleep good tonight. He's had a lot of stress and pressure on making a decision affecting a lot of people. Our athletic director, same, Ryan Presnell. Our head football coach, Sean Whitten, our great staff. And our Cyclone Network cohort, Eddie Pless, and the Cyclone Network gang. This is Tom Taylor again saying, again, rained out, stormed out tonight in Elizabethton, Tennessee. We'll let you know when we play. Good night, everybody, from Citizens Bank.